Hi, I'm Sandra Porter, and I am going to show you how to make a color key in iCn3D. The first thing I do is find a structure. I'm going to look for 3R0L. It's kind of a neat protein. It's a toxin from a rattlesnake. So I could quickly go to it and view it in iCn3D by clicking this link. But right now I want to show you a little bit about the protein database. So I'm going to go down to structure and click that link to view this molecule in the structure database, or this record in the structure database. I've got the title that goes along with the article where the structure was published. I've got an abstract that I could read to learn about the structure, learn about what the scientists that did this work were trying to understand. I have an ID for the structure, 3R0L. We use PDB IDs quite a bit to find proteins or any kind of molecular structure. So it's really good to become familiar with this four character term. I can see that my structure came from this animal. And if I click that, I see that it is indeed a tropical rattlesnake. Go back. And I can scroll down and learn a little bit more about the structure. I can see how different chains are organized here. And I can see that chain A corresponds to this protein, kind of pinkish color. There's chain B, which is a little bit shorter. It's 35 amino acids instead of 39. And it shows up right there. There's chain C, which is only 14 amino acids, kind of short. And there's chain D, which is phospholipase 2A, which is going to dissolve fats. And that one shows up, it's kind of greenish. I could get the sequence for any one of these proteins by clicking the name. So I could learn more about it there. I can also see that there are other components of this structure. There is one, this is the number of items in the structure, one item of chloride, one molecule of magnesium, two sodium ions, one acetate ion, and they are indicated by 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this diagram right here. So 4 is going to be the acetate, sodium, one of these was chloride, and so on. So you can see these are all bound to chain D in the structure. And now I'm going to open up the structure and we're going to see what we can do with it. So I just click full featured 3D viewer. And that opens it up in iCn3D. I'm using the Firefox web browser on my Mac for working with iCn3D. I find that there are functions that just work a lot better with Firefox than with Chrome or Safari, at least on my Mac. Okay, so I'm going to make a color key. So to do that, I want to view a single chain. It's just going to be a lot easier. To view a single chain, I click the name of the chain here in the sequences and annotations window. Sometimes this window isn't visible. Okay, if it's not visible, I can mouse over the analysis menu and just click at the top and bring it back. All right, so to select a chain, I click the name of the chain. And I think since this one only has a short number of amino acids, actually, I think I'm going to use chain C. So I'm going to click the name of chain C. When I clicked it, you can see it also became highlighted in my structure. It's actually not a very good one because it looks like it's broken. I'm going to pick something else. I'm going to pick chain B instead. Okay. So now I've got chain B, and you can see it's highlighted here, highlighted here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide everything else. And I do that by opening the view menu and I choose view selection. and everything else disappears. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to see my structure drawn in a different way so I can see all the atoms. So I'm going to go to Style, and I'm looking at a protein. So I'm going to say protein ball and stick. There are a lot of different ways to draw proteins. This one is one of my favorites. So ball and stick. So each atom is represented as a ball, and the sticks are the bonds between the atoms, for the most part. And now I'm going to change the color so that each atom is shown with a distinctive color for its element. We'll click Atom. So now we see all the atoms. And now to make our color key, we've got a nice kind of quick way to do this. We can add labels. So I'm going to go to the Analysis menu, and I'm going to open up Labels, and I'm going to say per atom element. So each atom will have a label, a one-letter label that shows the element that it is. And I could change the size if I wanted to, but this is fine. So now I can see this yellow atom is a sulfur. As I mouse over, I can see that sulfur belongs to cysteine number 95. I can see here I've got gray atoms are carbons, red atoms are oxygens, blue atoms are nitrogens. And if I get tired of the labels and I don't want to see them anymore, I can go back to label and I say remove. But I could use those numbers before when I had it labeled to make a color key.